Hey guys, it's Amy here, and today I'm going to be doing the Tolkien Tag. So not that long ago, the lovely Andrea created the Tolkien Tag. I will leave her video link down below. These are just some questions that she thought of that are all to do with Tolkien, obviously, and I am really excited to do it because I absolutely love Tolkien and I love talking about Tolkien, so let's do it. First question is, how does your Middle-earth story begin? So basically, when were you first kind of introduced to Tolkien? I was given this edition of The Hobbit and The Lord of the Rings when I was 9 years old by my grandparents. I specifically remember reading The Hobbit when I was 9 years old, but I didn't get on to reading The Lord of the Rings till I was about 14 or 15, as when I was 9 it was just too difficult to read and I just couldn't get along with it at all. Pages of this book have gone slightly yellow now and they're a bit worn around the edges, but I've read it so many times I just absolutely love it. This is the copy I go to if I want to read the book because I've got a lot of editions. I've probably got about 7 or 8 copies of The Hobbit in various different editions, but this is the one I go to because it's the one that's worn, and all the other ones are kind of kept in good condition because they're either like nice collectible ones or just ones that I prefer to keep nice and new looking. So as I mentioned before, I didn't get on to reading The Lord of the Rings until I was about 14 or 15, and since then I've read it numerous times. Question number 2, what is your favourite Middle-earth book? I think I'm gonna have to say The Fellowship of the Ring, purely because it's when they all come together, the Fellowship is formed and they leave Rivendell and Rivendell is in it, and I absolutely love Rivendell. I love the Shire, and everything that happens in this book is just beautiful. It doesn't get quite so dark as the other ones and I just love it. This just has to be the one. I could read this one over and over and over. It's just brilliant. Question number 3 is, what is your favourite movie? And I think actually my favourite movie is The Two Towers. My favourite aspect of the movie is that the Fellowship splits and you get to follow Legolas, Aragorn and Gimli to Rohan and see all the characters there, Éomer and Éowyn. I really enjoy them. I think The Two Towers is fantastic, and the Ents and Merry and Pippin, yes, definitely The Two Towers. Question number 4 is movies or books, and it just depends really on what kind of mood I'm in, what kind of time scale I have. If I have a lot of time and I know I want to get back into that nostalgic feeling of reading the books, then I definitely will do, but I also have that same feeling for the films because I remember specifically going to see the films with my grandparents and my cousins at the cinema, each one as they came out. So I think in my mind they are definitely two separate entities of enjoyment that I can enjoy at different times depending on how I feel. If I was held at gunpoint and had to choose, I think I'd have to just say the books because they are Tolkien's original creation. They are what I kind of first experienced of The Lord of the Rings, and it's just, yeah, I love them. Question number 5 is, who are your favourite characters? That's a really difficult question, but here goes. Definitely from the films, I'd have to say Elrond is one of my favourite characters. I know a lot of people don't like him, but I think he's brilliant. I love Hugo Weaving. I think he was a perfect person to play Elrond, and I love everything about Elrond. I think also something has changed in me because when I was younger, I loved Aragorn and Arwen. I love their story, and I still do. I think it's brilliant. But actually now I kind of tilt more towards Éowyn and Faramir and their story, which comes out more in the books than in the films, but I absolutely love them, and I think now they are my favourite couple in The Lord of the Rings. Merry and Pippin and their mischievous ways, and Legolas and his lovely hair, and I'm just gonna stop there, otherwise we'll just name all of the characters. Question number 6 is, what Middle-earth race would you be? And I think I'd love to say an elf. I'd love to live in Rivendell or Lothlorien, but unfortunately I don't think I'm tall enough or graceful enough to be an elf, although I do have the long hair for it. To be completely honest, I think I'd fit in quite well with the hobbits in the Shire. If I could go and visit Rivendell occasionally, that would be pretty good. Question number 7 is, best actor character match in the films. I would have to say Elrond. I think Hugo Weaving is fantastic, and Viggo as Aragorn, I think he's brilliant as well. In fact, I don't think I have any issues with any of the characters in the films and their matches to the books. Obviously in the books there are some that they've completely missed out, like Tom Bombadil, which is a bit of a shame, but ultimately I think Peter Jackson has done a fantastic job with the casting of the films. Question number 8 is, what is your favourite place in Middle-earth? And obviously I think you probably would have guessed by now, Rivendell or Lothlorien or Mirkwood. All of the elven places I think are absolutely stunning, and I would love to live somewhere where everyone is graceful and peaceful and singing and creating music and things like that. I think it would be an awesome place to live. Question number 9 is, what is your favourite quote from the books or movies? Home is behind, the world ahead, and there are many paths to tread, through shadows to the edge of night, until the stars are all alight. Obviously it's sung much better by Billy Boyd in the film, but I think really it all comes down to the fact that Tolkien wrote it originally, and it is fantastic and timeless. That is the end of the tag, and I really enjoyed doing it. Thank you, Andrea, for creating it. I will be tagging marlinelina, suddenlylorna, and Instead of Gold. I'm not sure if you've all read the books fully, but maybe you could just answer about the films instead. Let me know in the comments what your answers to these questions would be, as I'd love to chat to you about them. As always, I'll leave links to Facebook, Tumblr, Twitter, everything down below. If you want to befriend me on Goodreads, that would be awesome. I hope you're all having a brilliant day, and I will see you soon. Bye! As far as Todd is aware, all the women on the planet died from a mysterious disease which killed them all and left the men being able to hear each other's thoughts.